I was a bit reluctant on telling you guys this. For the first time, I feared for my life. I thought there was an intruder. So this is a huge change for me. Hola amigos! Oh my god, I'm so excited, honestly, because my hair is straight. I straightened my hair. Does not look that great right now, and I'm sorry, like I don't know. Here we are. Like, I don't know how to film this because I'm trying out like closer up versions because you can barely see the food in other videos. We have my favorite, oh my god, my favorite drink on the planet. This is Zagu. It's actually not called pronounced Zagu. I feel like it's called Zagu, or I don't know, but the brand is Zagu, and there's boba balls in it. Can you see? Hallelujah! Oh my god, that's everything. And it's their 20th birthday, no way. And it has melted a bit, but that's fine. I put it in the freezer when I came home, but that's mango flavored, guys, with extra boba balls, of course. And then we have some mango mochi. This is a Filipino brand, but it's based on Japanese mochi. Did I say mongo? Mochi, I mean mochi. It's by the brand Regent. These two are for my mom, so I just wanted to show you guys the packaging. But let's have some boba. Oh my god. Oh, mom, why am I wearing socks? Oh my god, that's why it's so hot. Another one. Whoa, we're stripping, guys. Okay. Let's have the mochi. Okay, I bit one for the thumbnail, so I'll have that for my second. But for the first one, they're individually wrapped for extra freshness. Oh my god! The middle is where the bean paste is at. Oh my god. This is a mango-filled mukbang, guys. I just need a mango now. I haven't had this in months, guys. It really is a treat. I waited for this mukbang for my first drink again because I wanted you guys to see the look in my eyes when I drank it. The sky is really black right now. Yesterday, guys, it looked like doomsday on the sky. So many boba balls. If you're ever in the Philippines, you need to try this out and try the mango puree one. It's dairy free. The other ones, most of the other ones I think have dairy. Oh my god. A lot of you guys ask me where is my shout out, which video and stuff like that. I'm going to start putting in the comment on my putting in a comment in my videos, tagging the person I'm giving the shout out to in the video, just so that it's easier for you guys, because I'd rather not write it so you guys watch the whole video. But if you guys promise me that you will watch the whole video, then I will put in the shout out so that you guys know if you got a shout out in the video. But the problem with that is you guys might just watch the ones where you're getting your shout out. I have a crazy big sweet tooth right now. Look how soft it is. So comforting. So for today's topic, guys, I haven't told you guys about this because I was a bit oh my god, there's 3 birds outside. I was a bit reluctant on telling you guys this because it's my first time, and then I'm like, should I tell you guys, should I not, should I wait? I don't know. I was talking to my mom the other day, and we were talking about other people on YouTube who made similar videos, and she was like, why don't you talk about it? I was like, I don't know. So yes, I'm living home alone for the first time in my life. I'm living alone. in a 3-story house. It feels like I'm in a mansion compared to our apartment in Denmark, where it was tiny, 45 square meters, I think. This house, guys, I've talked about this house before. It's as old as me. I know this house. I've been to this house so many times growing up. I lived in this house for 2 years when I was 12 to 14. So this house is kind of like a person to me. So I feel safe. But Areiko, I just bit my finger. So I will talk to you guys about why I'm living alone. Okay, so basically this started around 3 weeks ago when I got my wisdom tooth issues back in Siargao. And as you guys know, my wisdom teeth I've had perfect teeth my whole life, but then every time I go to Siargao, like something happens. Like the first time I got a cut on my foot, it got infected and I had to get a tetanus shot, and I got really severe, like really bad reactions to the tetanus to the shot and antibiotics, and then to the cut, and I don't know, a lot of things happened that first time, which was really, really scary for me. For the first time, I feared for my life, which sounds super dramatic, but it was the first time something that big happened to me, because it was a tiny, not really a tiny, but a medium cut, and I still have a scar from it, which is really confusing because it wasn't that deep, but it was bad enough. And so that happened, and then every time I go there I get sick, or I get rashes, or I get like sunburnt like crazy, or I don't know, so many things happened. And then the last time I went, my wisdom tooth got infected, and then this time my other wisdom tooth got infected. I've gotten 2 wisdom teeth removed now, and I mean, it just, there's so many things that happens to me there. So this time when I came here to Manila, when my mom and I were talking on the phone, she's in the US if you guys don't know, but we were talking on the phone, and she was like, why don't you just stay in Manila? And I honestly thought she was joking, because yes, I am 24, I'm an adult, you know, it's fine if I live alone according to the law. But I've never done it. I got confused. I was like, are you sure? Because my mom is really overprotective, so I was so confused. But I guess she's realized that during these past 2 years that we've been apart, like she's in the US, I'm in the Philippines, she's realized that maybe I am an adult now. I don't know. And so she's like, why don't you just stay in Manila? Because the scary thing in Siargao is it's almost no doctors, and there's no good dentist. So that is the tea. I don't know why I was scared. I guess it's because of my first time, and during the first week I was home alone. Oh my god, it was scary, guys, because first time living alone, guys, is the scariest thing ever. If you guys have experienced it, then tell me down below about your thoughts. Every crack in the house, I thought there was an intruder, some sort of ghost, or I don't know, like your mind just started imagining things. And also I was on so many, like I was on painkillers and antibiotics and all that, and it just messed with my head. So I was so scared during that first week, but I did not cry, not even once, which is confusing because I'm a crier. But lately I have not. I don't even remember the last time I cried, but okay. It was only during the night. During the day I was totally fine, and then I made a rule with myself to not watch anything scary past 3 p.m. or else, oh, it just is not a good idea, guys. And then also, like, I had to become really responsible, like turn off all of the lights when it's time to go to bed. I mean, check that the stove or electric appliances for cooking and all that is turned off. Check all of the doors, all of the windows. By the way, we have so many doors and so many windows, and it's just it's a lot to check up on. So I have to check up on a lot of things before I go to bed. By the way, the bed is up here in the attic, so usually the attic is the scary place. And when I was growing up, I was a bit afraid of the attic. I'm not anymore because I have, you know, cleaned up the space. It doesn't look spooky anymore. So it's fine now. But growing up, oh my god, I was so scared. So that, and then also like paperwork with the house, whatever you need to do for the house, you know, even if it is your house and you're not paying rent or anything like that, you still have to pay for electric bills and water bills. By the way, water bills are really cheap here. It's only 130 pesos, which is what? That's nothing. And obviously the electric bill will go up because I turn on the aircon for a few hours a day, but it's not that bad, honestly. So I have to think about that, and then I have to, you know, be the one who budgets for everything, which I have gotten used to before anyways. In Siargao, I was the one budgeting for the groceries and stuff like that. So that thing, I mean, it was good that I started in Siargao because I already took responsibility for a lot of things, and I know a lot of people go straight into it. So straight after high school, they go straight into college, all on their own, everything on their own. They go and, you know, either their parents give them money so they can survive, or usually they get a job and they have to, you know, pay for everything and think about everything straight away at 18, which I don't think I would have been able to do it. And I don't think there's anything bad about that, really. It just depends on how you were raised, and I just wasn't, I mean, it's not my mom's fault, but I wasn't raised to, we never, I mean, my mom did make me very independent growing up because I'm an only child, so I can't really, you know, depend on anyone else for many things. It's not like if you have a sibling, you can be like, yeah, can you do that instead of me, and you know, you can ask them stuff and rely on them on other things. But if you're an only child, you have to know all of it. Like, my mom did tell me about a lot of things. She taught me a lot, but we didn't practice on stuff like being home alone. I mean, yeah, we did, but I mean, it wasn't like the usual, you know. We just didn't do it the usual way. So because we lived together, so it was only 2 years ago that we separated, you know. So this is a huge change for me. Honestly, I thought I would, I mean, I always said, I told my family members, I told my mom, I love it. I love feeling I feel so independent. I love it so much. And I did love it in the beginning, but I was also afraid, but I didn't say anything. Because I feel like if I say it, it will become true. So I was kind of like, not in denial. I knew that I was afraid, but I didn't want to say it because I wanted to do everything so that fear would go away, and just pretend that did not exist and just stick to the positive parts. Which I feel like helped, because 1 week later I felt totally felt natural. Like now, I think it's been about a month. I feel like I've done this my whole life, and I guess I am 24, so I mean, I guess I really can do it. But I mean, I just didn't think I would be able to do it this way, you know, because there's so much you have to think about. When you live alone, you have to think about everything, you know. And even though I don't really handle the financial part, I don't have a job yet, but because I'm still a student and all that confusing stuff, having to have to do all of that, it's so confusing, especially in a house. It's way different than being in an apartment, because apartment, I don't know, it just felt easier when we were in Denmark. In that apartment, it was so easy. Like, I didn't have to think about anything except locking that door, you know, because who can climb all of those stairs? I mean, who can, I mean, Spider-Man does not exist, you know. He can't reach that window. If I like forget to close that window, he will not be able to reach it. But in a house, it's different because people can get up there, even though we have metal railings on all the windows and everything, and the house is really safe. But you know, you have to be more careful. And that's why I got the pepper spray. Because you just have to be sure. I don't know, just thought I would tell you guys about this. And then if you guys are living alone for the first time, I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you guys have any questions like about it to me, then I'll be more than happy to answer those. Because I mean, each person are very different. Some people are just like, wow, I'm alone and that's perfect. I wanted to do this my whole life. And for me, I don't know why, but growing up, I never felt like one day I will live alone and be independent and all that. Because and it's just not like that in the Philippines and with the Filipino families. If you're Filipino, then you know that children usually do not separate from their parents until they find a significant other and get married. Like, let's say I had a boyfriend right now and we were serious, then we can like move in together, and then I will separate from my mom. But people don't really, I guess it's modern time now, so people do that. But usually Filipino parents want you to get married to a really good guy or a girl before you do that. But I mean, for my mom, I think she would be okay if, let's say I had a boyfriend and then I moved away. Then that's, you know, that's how you separate from your parents if you're in a Filipino family usually. Because you usually stick together until, you know, you get your own family. Also because growing up, my mom was single. So I mean, I never thought that, yeah, I mean, she would get Michael. I never thought she would get a husband again. So I never just, because we would talk about it and she was like, yeah, I don't think I will get a husband again, you know. So that's why, I mean, growing up, I just thought, yeah, it would be us forever, you know, which is very normal for single moms to have a single child. You know, it's very normal because you feel extra protective about your parent and vice versa. Because you will just get another type of bond, guys. Because if you grow up and then single mom and then she doesn't have a significant other, you will feel another type of bond. It's just the two of you at home, so you will feel so protective about them that you just never think that one day, I mean, she might find somebody and I might find somebody and then we will separate. I mean, I never thought that. So that's why now it's very, I mean, if you told me when I was 12 that this would happen, I would never believe you. Never. I would be like, what? No. So, yeah, I mean, I just went to the mall and it feels good, guys, to be almost fully independent. Because as I said, financially I'm not, but for the other things I am independent right now. I mean, I do everything alone. I have to take care of the house and, you know, take care of myself on my own. And I just think it's very empowering, you know. I feel more confident because I can't rely on anyone. We have friends here, and I mean, I could, you know, call them whenever, but it's not like, if let's say this is a big thing, because I was so afraid of cockroaches, and I know a lot of people hate insects, and usually I would tell my mom to kill those things, or my aunt or anyone else. But now I have to do it. I have to do it, or else they would be crawling around the whole house, right? So that's one of the things. I have to do it. And that's scary but very empowering to be the one to have to do it. Like, you cannot rely on anyone. You just have to do everything. And I think that is a scary but also very cool thing. That's why next year when I go to college, I feel like I will be way more mature. Because then it would have been a year. a year with me being alone, except I am going to the US in November, so I will be with my mom for 3 months. But I mean, for the rest of the year I will be alone. So I think that there's not really an age where you need to move out or you have to move out. I know in Western cultures you move out when you're 18. When you go to college, bye-bye home, bye-bye mom and dad, see you once a month, you know. If I mean, sometimes it's once a year, you know. So thunder. When I was in Sweden, growing up in Sweden, that's a very, like, that's Scandinavia, that's a Western place, Western country, and my plans there was when I go to university, I would move in with my friends. You know, we would live in an apartment all together. So it is very normal to do that. Kids are very independent, you know, and I don't mean that kids are not independent in the Philippines. Kids here are so hardworking, but it's just not. It's just no. It's just normal to stick together, you know, until the end. And if you do move out, you're still close to home. You're not, like, let's say if we're in the US right now and you live in LA, I mean, the kids will not go all the way to New York, you know. They will stay in LA because you just, that's just how you do. I mean, other Filipino families are not all the same, obviously, but I mean, just for the most part, that's what you see. A lot of, I mean, even a big example are my neighbors. Like, a lot of my neighbors, their kids are grown up, but they're still living with their parents, and it's not because they're afraid to be alone. It's just so that they can take care of their parents, even though the kids have jobs, but they're just taking care of the parents, and you know, just that's just how it is. But I feel lucky that I can live in this giant house, you know, and that all of my family members trust me to live here alone, because even though I am an adult, mentally I'm still 16, guys, you know. There's a lot of things. That's why a lot of people think I'm still 15, 16, because the things I do are still things that teenagers like to do. Like, I act like a teenager a lot of times, because I don't know, I would never force myself to be like, I'm an adult. You know, I don't know, I cannot do that. I just, you know, you should just be who you are. But I am very responsible. Like, even growing up, I mean, I told my mom that I'm confused why she's letting me do this, but she said that even when I was younger, I mean, I've always been responsible. I would never drink, I would never run away. Whenever my friends like wanted to do something that was illegal, I would always be against it, even though inside I wanted to do it. I never did it. Like, let's say one of my friends, she wanted to steal something from the store, and in my mind I was like, that sounds fun, but I was like, that's illegal, I don't want to go to jail, even though we wouldn't have gone to jail because we were like 7 years old. But still, I'm very responsible when it comes to important things, but when it comes to other things, I like being a teen, you know. So no more. But yeah, if you do live alone, be safe, guys, especially if you're a girl. Like, buy things that you need to protect yourself, and lock all the doors, the windows. Do not let anyone in your house. If somebody knocks, then check on the peeping hole, and if it's somebody you don't know, you do not open, no matter how cute that boy is, you know. But and also, if you have repair guys coming in, because I had some repair guys the other week, and it was scary because I was home alone. It was freaky because I'm very paranoid and I watch too many horror movies, so I always think they're going to kill me. So I held on to my pepper spray. It was in my pocket because I don't know, it's better to be safe than sorry. So if you have any repair guys coming over, guys, it's best to have a friend over at the same time. You know, you just need to be safe. And even if you're a guy, I mean, be safe, guys. I mean it. Like, safety first. I sounded like a mom. Oh my god. I hope you guys enjoyed today's mukbang. I love you guys. Wish me luck on my journey living alone. Thanks for watching, guys. Love you guys. Gracias por ver. Oh my god, the thunder. Woo. Thing is, I can develop gluten sensitivity now that I'm older.